Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I decided to make a video talking about my favorite movie. Now if you watch my channel, you know that I'm a huge horror movie fan, and I do a horror movie show every week. But my favorite movie, surprisingly, is not a horror movie. My favorite movie of all time is Twins, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Now this movie, the premise of this movie sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it works. As you watch the movie, the whole thing, it just works, and it's awesome. Without spoiling too much, the story is about a bunch of scientists and researchers who wanted to create the perfect human specimen. So they took the DNA of 5 different men, 5 different backgrounds, 5 different professions, somehow combined their DNA together, impregnated a woman with their DNA, and she gave birth to this perfect human specimen, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, minutes later, she gave birth to another baby, his twin brother, played by Danny DeVito. The kicker is, the scientists and researchers took these babies and told the woman that they died shortly after she gave birth to them. So this woman has lived her whole life thinking that these 2 twins she gave birth to died at childbirth. Not only that, but the twins were separated. Arnold was taken by one of the scientists and raised on a tropical island so-and-so nautical miles southwest of Fiji, and you'll have to watch the movie to get that reference. So he was educated, he trained in martial arts, so he is the perfect specimen. He thought his mother died. He was told that his mother died at childbirth. On his 30th birthday, the scientist decided to tell him he had a brother. And so Arnold decides that he wants to go find his brother. Now, Danny DeVito, his twin brother, did not know he had a brother. He was told that he was given up by his mother. That's why he's been in foster homes all this time. So he has a lot of hatred towards his mother because he was lied to as well. So everyone was lied to. So this movie is about these 2 brothers finding each other, connecting with each other, and then they find out their mother's alive, and they decide to go find their mother, and they just want to be a happy family. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it works. Another thing about this movie, this was Arnold's first attempt at a true, honest-to-goodness comedic role, which was a huge deal, because until then, when this movie came out in 1988, Arnold Schwarzenegger was arguably the biggest action star in the world. His movies pretty much consisted of him getting his hands on as many guns, grenades, rocket launchers as possible, and just shooting everybody, blowing everything up until the conflict of the movie was resolved. I mean, that's pretty much Arnold's early career in a nutshell. Blow things up, shoot people. So to see him in a comedic role was different, and I could imagine people were thinking, no, is he going to be able to pull this off? Will he pull it off? Or how bad is this going to be seeing Arnold pretend to be a comedian? Luckily for Arnold, and us as well, not only did he pull it off, but he did it so well he went on to star in other comedies. Most of them I really enjoyed. And let's be honest, having Danny DeVito there with you certainly helped him out. I have to imagine it was invaluable having Danny DeVito there with him. But yeah, Twins. And my arm is getting tired, so I'm going to put this down a little bit. This movie, the first time I watched this movie, I was living in Italy. It had to have been 1990 or maybe 91, I'm not sure. I'm 38 years old, my memory isn't great anymore. But this is back then when a movie would come out in theaters, and it would take about a year to come out on VHS. So we were watching it on VHS, and it makes me sad to know that there might be people watching this that have no idea what a VHS is, and that's a shame. But we were watching it at home on VHS, and I remember vividly, we got to the scene where Kelly Preston was seducing Arnold, and my mom, Lord help her, takes her hand, covers my eyes. Don't watch it. Don't look. You're too young to see that. You can't watch that yet. You're not old enough. Yeah. When I think of Twins, that is the first thing I think of. My mom covering my eyes, telling me I wasn't old enough to watch Kelly Preston seduce Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go figure. But yeah, that was my first memory of this. As I got older, I would watch it again, I really enjoyed it, and then I would watch it more and more. And eventually it became my favorite movie. There was one point in time, years and years ago, I would watch this movie every Friday. That was my tradition. I'd get home from work, take a shower, get something to drink, sit down on the couch, and watch Twins. Every Friday. It didn't matter what was going on, I would make time to sit down and watch Twins every Friday. I love the movie that much. And the reason I love this movie is because it's one of those feel-good movies. Like I said, the plot and premise is absolutely ridiculous, but it works. And it's just one of those warm, good-feeling movies that if you're ever feeling down, if you're ever not in a good mood, I could watch Twins and everything will be fine. I'd be in a good mood. I'd be happy. I'm glad I watched that. It just puts me in a good mood. And you know me, I'm an 80s baby. I love the 80s. Everything about this movie screams 80s. It was in 88 that it came out, but just watching this movie, remembering how things were back then, back in simpler times, when for the majority, most people were actually decent and nice to each other. No one pretended to be offended by everything under the sun. We didn't have this cancel culture BS going on now and all this other nonsense. Things were just simpler and more fun back then, and it reminds me of that. It brings me back to that. Not only that, but the soundtrack to this movie is absolutely awesome. I love this soundtrack. I love the soundtrack so much that years ago, I actually went and bought it on CD. And it makes me sad that there might be people watching this video who don't know what CDs are. It makes me sad and it makes me feel old as hell. But yeah, I actually went out and bought the soundtrack because it was that great. The soundtrack, not only does the movie put you in a good mood, but the soundtrack too. Everything about this movie is just, I don't know, like I said, it makes me remember happier times. I know that sounds weird, and that's the best way I can phrase that. But yeah, that's what Twins does for me. I love this movie, man. This movie has gotten me through a lot. Believe it or not, I've watched this movie a lot just to get myself in a better mood. And I've never actually said that out loud before. So yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap this up. I don't want to keep rambling on and on. But for some reason, if you have not seen Twins, please do yourself a favor and check it out. It just got a Blu-ray release this past November. I had to pick it up. It's like $16, I think, last time I checked. I paid $16 for mine. Money well spent. Definitely worth your time. If you just want to watch a feel-good movie, something that'll put you in a good mood and make you forget about all the crap, all the nonsense, all the ridiculousness that's going on in the world right now, definitely give Twins a watch. You will not regret it, I promise you. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this up. I just want to thank you all for watching this video. I wanted to do something to talk about my favorite movie of all time. I felt like it had to be done. I don't think Twins gets enough attention. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves as a great film, and it's a shame, because it really is a great film. So with that being said, we're going to end it right here, everyone. I hope y'all have an awesome week, have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely check out Twins, you won't regret it. And I'll see you on the next video. Y'all take care.